Hi everybody, it's me, Four Seasons. Welcome back to the garden. Okay, I'm gonna have to probably do this in two parts because I figured out that when I walk from the old garden, or the new garden, it was an old garden that I revitalized and redug it out for because we had such germination from the seeds. It's now new again. I guess that's why I call it the new garden. But when I walk from that part of the yard all the way over here, it just makes the video so long. So I'm probably going to do it in two parts. So anyways, just a reminder of what we're working with here, what we were working with here. So I did the garden on a big extreme budget this year, and I actually tried to make a game out of it instead of like, feeling sorry for myself or whatever. I made a game out of it, and you guys have helped make it fun. So what we did is we did a couple packets of these, the sunflowers. We actually did some big ones that, remember earlier in the season they got 8, but I think we are left with at least 3 big ones, which I'm going to show you. The zinnias, which are my favorite, and I guess I should say, besides the fact they're from the Dollar General, they're from American Seed, which is based out of Norton, Massachusetts. So, or Plantation Products. I don't know, you guys. I'm giving it a thumbs up so far. We'll have to see as far as production, but so far so good. And I did use Miracle-Gro soil. So if you attempt this, I just want to tell you everything I used. I mean, really nothing special. I used old containers, and I used Miracle-Gro soil and these seeds. So we have these cucumbers, Market More, 4 for $1. A couple packets of these beans, the harvesters. I normally grow Kentucky bush beans because they don't grow, they grow in a bush form. This year I actually use these. Those, I think I misspoke before and said they were Kentucky bush beans because that's what I'm used to growing. But these did great. They grew in a bush, and I'm going to show you in a minute so you don't have to trellis them. So basically what I'm sitting by right here, you guys, are our Table Queen acorn squash. So I fashioned this trellis. I have these pieces in my shed for a couple years. I didn't know what to do with them. I had big dreams for them, and it just wasn't working. So anyways, you can see it is, she's going to have flowers. She's going to start flowering soon. But yeah, these were our little guys on the deck. They're on the roof there. I'm not sure if you can quite understand the size of the leaves. I'm expecting them to get a lot bigger, but they are beautiful, healthy. They're happy where they are. These were the sugar snaps, which I just showed you. They're pretty gone by. This is too hot for them. They're a cold plant, but she's still giving off flowers, so I feel bad pulling her out. But at some point, I probably will, and maybe lay in some carrots or something, because that's really fun for my daughter. This is her garden. These are little pumpkins. Not doing that great. A little bit stunted, but I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, we still have time. We have all the way to Halloween, right, for them. One little sunflower. Now, here are those Macklemore cucumbers. One little sunflower, she was having a hard time, so I gave her her own little spot. This is basil that I did buy as a plant. I spent a couple dollars there on that because herbs are really hard to start by seed. This leaf is not looking good. Don't forget, if you see anything with like diseases or something like that on it, just get rid of it. It doesn't hurt your plant. It actually helps. So I think that's a big one right there. One of that the squirrels didn't get. So here's the view from this. I'm going to show you the monstrosity of the other trellis I made in a minute. Please don't yell at me when you guys see it. You're like, what the hell? Okay, here's another big Russian mammoth sunflower and our first glad. And I want to show you one of the most beautiful things that just shows you how perfect nature is. This is what a gladiola looks like before she sprouts, and that basket weave, I mean, if that doesn't show you how perfect nature is, I don't know. It's one of my favorite things to see. Of course, I love when they bloom, but that basket weave is just something to behold. I mean, it's absolute perfection. Here's a little one right here too. But here's our first one. So anyways, okay, here's the big reveal. Don't all yell at once and start crying. I almost ripped it out. It looked like the biggest soccer goal ever. I'm dealing with it because I spray painted it green. It doesn't really go with like my garden, but the idea is to get these squash. There's a little yellow. These are crooked neck. A little the squash to grow all the way up and then you don't even see it. Here's a huge one of those sunflowers we grew. Some jalapenos. And this is my big accomplishment this year. When this, she's looking a little bit not as lush right now because of the heat of the sun, this cucumber tower. But when it's lush, it is absolutely stunning. And I'm trying to do another one in the other garden, which I'll show you on another one. But absolutely stunning. Those are the green beans over there, and I've already harvested enough for one meal, and there's enough to take off for another one. But you can see we're getting little cukes, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I just saw one of our bee friends, which, boy, not many. I've been hand pollinating with a paintbrush, and I'll do a video on that. The gist is you take the pollen out of the male. You can tell it's a male because it doesn't have a fruit on the back of it, and you just touch in there, and then you find a female, like here, she has the fruit, and then you touch in there. So you're just transferring the pollen, you know, to get things going. If you do not do that, what happens is, this is why bees are so important. If you do not do that, this is what happens. You see these two little squash babies on the bottom here? Oh, they're dead. They didn't get like fertilized or pollinated. So they just die. This is why bees are so important, and that's why a lot of people want Roundup, which is a killer of all-purpose insect killer off the market because it kills everything, including our bees. And without bees, we don't have gardens. Real quick, here's a big cucumber, and I think we did it, you guys. What did they say? Knee-high by the 4th of July. Our corn sure is knee-high by the 4th of July. Look at those babies. Remember how little they were? So, this is part one. I'll show you the other part soon. Green beans real quick. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're sweet. Okay. I will talk to you guys soon. I'll upload a second version or the other garden where a lot of the squash, because, boy, we had a lot of germination with these guys. But the cost of this garden, I'm going to say this year, granted, I did have perennials, things that come up, you know, year after year, like the chives and everything. But I'm going to say maybe $50, because I did buy the tomatoes too, but on seeds and what we have here, I think I have the most plants I've ever had on such a budget. Again, it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to, and I've had so much enjoyment out of doing this and seeing my skills and or some of my skills, you know, a lot of it's in the hands of Mother Nature, but and all of your support and all the fun comments and stories. I mean, I can't tell you what a blast this has been, but we still have the second half of the summer to go, and now we'll see like what these guys are gonna do. I'll be back with the part 2 in the other garden soon. Okay, take it easy. Bye. Oh, and please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day.